Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to be going over the lyrics to my rap called I'm a Winner, and I'm going to be reading all of the lyrics that I've written here, and I'm going to transcribe them, break them down. I'm going to give you any Easter eggs, any hidden meanings, go over my writing processes, and any additional information that I think is pertinent to understanding that may have possibly gone over heads, and to just show the talent that went into making this rap here. Okay, so I'm simply going to read the lyrics, not rap them, and then I will go over anything that I feel like needs to be broken down. Okay, all right, so I'll begin here with the opening line. I'm a winner because of the life I chose. I could have been minutes away from serving a long prison sentence, living with the skinny cellmate. All I'd lift is a small dumbbell. That's heavy time with a light weight. It's very dope. Right off the bat, it's extremely talented. It's a triple meaning. Three implied meanings. You say the sentence one way, you say the rhyme one way. You don't have to spin the words around anyway, and it's three implied meanings. You say it one way, you get triple. Okay, so it becomes a triple meaning because of the very last two syllables, lightweight. So it's lightweight, as in, and that's all, the word light is the same, Light, in all of the examples. But weight is either WAIT or WEIGHT. And what makes this work is, in one instance, it's actually lightweight, one word, LIGHT, WEIGHT. So weight, WAIT, and WEIGHT, those are homophones. Now, this is a triple meaning because I'm saying three things here in congruency. I'm saying that minutes in my setup, you're minutes away from serving a long prison sentence. So that's heavy time. Heavy time is, of course, slang for long prison sentence. Okay, a light wait, WAIT, is, of course, a waiting period, as in a couple of minutes, because it wouldn't be a long wait. It would be a light wait, a light, couple of minutes that you'd have to wait for whatever is going on. And of course, I mentioned what's going on is minutes away from serving a long prison sentence. Okay, then I said, okay, you'd be living with a skinny cellmate. Okay, so you'd be doing heavy time, which is prison, with a lightweight, as in a skinny cellmate, because another common slang word for someone who's skinny is a lightweight, as in their physical, weight is, not going to be very much. It's going to be in the lower percentile of, people in the average. And then I've, of course, to make the triple implied meaning, I said all I'd lift is a small dumbbell. Okay. A dumbbell, in case you didn't know, that is a weight that you lift in the weight room, or you lift when you're, working on your biceps, triceps, and it's a, part of a workout routine, possibly. But so a dumbbell, and if I said specifically a small dumbbell, so of course that's going to be a light weight. It's not going to be a heavy weight. It's not going to be something big that you're lifting. It's going to be a light weight. So that's a triple implied meaning, three implied meanings, a good way to start out any rap, which is what I did here. So three implied meanings in one rhyme. Okay, now continuing on here. But I get away with murdering beats because I didn't fight fate. I pulverize all competition, no matter the challenger. On a scale of 1 to 10, you can't bear it because 50 is my caliber. Okay, now this isn't no double meaning or anything, just a little wordplay. I'm basically saying, I will win the fight in hip hop, no matter what my competition is. I'm gonna, you know, pulverize my competition. And I'm saying, okay, for in one instance, I'm saying on a scale of 1 to 10, 50 is my caliber. In other words, if 1 to 10 is the given scale of, totality for how powerful I'm supposed to be, and then I'm telling you I'm the number 50, well, then obviously I'm off the charts. I'm way more powerful than the scale that you've presented. But also, okay, just a little wordplay here. I'm saying, okay, 50 is my caliber. Caliber meaning that's the power that I am upholding. But also 50 and caliber is commonly known for to what I believe is the most powerful sniper rifle currently, unless I'm wrong, pardon me, but it's definitely one of the most powerful sniper rifles because, they have armor-piercing rounds, they can stop a tank from moving, they have explosive rounds. So as far as I'm concerned, it is, but maybe there is new technology, I wouldn't be surprised. But Barrett, as in the pronoun Barrett, Barrett, capital B, that is the pronoun for the specific 50 caliber sniper rifle. So just a little wordplay because I said you can't bear it, as in BARE space IT, as in you can't stand it that I'm 50 on the scale out of 10 that you gave me. But also it's just a little wordplay because Barrett as in the 50 caliber. Just some wordplay. Okay, continuing here. I go long distance, a futile fuel my mighty writing pen. Watch a titan come tighten the tight ends. So this is just some wordplay here. One thing I like to do from now and then is to make a bunch of words with that sound the same, or conjunction of a few words that sound the same, and mesh them right away together. And this is what I did here. So I said a futile, Futile, fuel, FEW apostrophe LL, fuel, FUEL. Okay, so a futile, as in just not very many, or a bunch of weak ones. And I said fuel, as in FEW, which is a few, but then apostrophe LL. So I didn't have to say a few will, because that wouldn't have sounded quite as nice. So I said a fuel, and then I said fuel, FUEL, which of course means to, basically it's to fuel my mighty writing pen, as I word it. I'm saying, there's going to be a few haters, of course, in the mist, if not many. And I'm saying, but they're just futile compared to me. And you know what they're going to do? They're just going to inspire me or fuel me to keep on writing. They're not going to make me want to stop. They're going to make me want to keep going and be on the offensive just as much. Okay, then I said, watch a titan come tighten the tight ends. So a titan, as in the pronoun capital Titan. Okay, well that's of course mythology, but you can brush that as being somebody who is extremely powerful. Okay, and I said come tighten, as in it sounds exactly the same. It's a homophone, but Tighten, as in to tighten something, to you know if something's loose, you tighten it. You pull the knot together, you tighten it. And then I said the tight ends, TIGHT space ENDS. Okay, those three things sound exactly the same, but I'm saying I can tighten the tight ends, as in if there's any loose ends in my beefs or in my wars, then I'll tighten the tight ends of them, as in I will cut them off, as in I will make sure that there is no stone unturned, if you will. Everything will be dealt with. Okay, continuing here. Both sides of society I can convert to my friends. I'm colorblind, yet I paint a perfect picture for hip hop, despite my haters recanting. Take eye out this painting, you'll start panting. Okay, so first of all, I'm basically saying both sides of society I can convert to my friends, as in, well, you can interpret that your own way if you want to, and feel free to, of course. I implore that. That'd be great. But if you're wondering what I meant when I was writing this, I'm basically saying that I am so good at writing on a technical skill that today's mainstream corporate hip hop world and the old school, which is the better hip hop world, I'm saying both of them, because to me they're two different people entirely, 100 fucking percent. But I'm saying each of them could become my friends when they see just how talented I am. Okay, that's what I was saying. But you are more than welcome to interpret it your own way, because I wasn't specific. And I would love if you have any opinions on that, or if you think of something that you think would fit as well, go ahead and let me know. I'd love to hear it. Okay, but anyways, continuing here, I said I'm colorblind, and I always mention that too because it's something cool about me that it's pretty rare. I completely colorblind. I can't see any colors. I only see in black, white, and gray. So I say I'm colorblind, yet I paint a perfect picture for hip hop. Okay, so I can't see colors. So what am I going to be bad at? Coloring, painting, such and such. Okay. I said, yet I paint a perfect picture for hip hop. So, wow. Okay. I can't even see any colors, but I can paint one thing perfectly. I said the word perfect. Okay. And I said, it's a picture for hip hop. Okay. As in, as in, I'm like a painter in the way that I'm an artist and I can illustrate my points, but with words instead of markers and instead of using brushes and such. Okay. And then I said, take I out this painting and you'll start panting. Okay. So this is just some dope wordplay here. It's a more of a literal line. Okay. If you spell out the word painting, you take I out, as in the letter I, and you actually get the word panting. Okay. So it's just one letter difference, painting and panting. Take the letter I out, and then it'll actually spell out the word panting. And so I say, take I out this painting and you'll start panting. As in, if you take me, Adam Stark, out of the picture, the painting of hip hop as a whole, then you'll start panting because you'll realize, oh my goodness, now we've lost somebody who has had amazing lyrics, somebody who has been there creating and inventing new ways to rhyme, and he's contributed so much to hip hop, and now he's out of it. We're gonna start panting, as in we're gonna freak out because he's not there. Okay, continuing here. My words come to me like a summoning. Somebody must agree. In my absence, rap just ain't complete. I'm a winner because I make rap atheists change beliefs. Okay, so basically, I'm reiterating the point I just made, but I'm of course using it in rhyme form. I'm saying without me, rap's not complete. Okay, and I put a lot of the same sounding words together to, of course, make it rhyme well and to go together nicely. And then, of course, I'm a winner because I can make rap atheists change beliefs. So if someone's a rap atheist, that's implying that they don't believe in rap at all. And I'm saying I can make them change beliefs, as in they can listen to me, someone who's so talented who can turn any given sentence, any given situation into multiple meanings and into crazy entendres and metaphors, onomatopoeias, similes, and alliterations and so on, and they would change beliefs, and all of a sudden they would like hip hop. Okay, so this next line here is pretty damn hilarious. I like to say it. It's a nice little tongue twister for some. I said, "My knives slice precisely like cold cuts through the coat of your cult's culprit cunt." So I'm just I first start out with the sentence with the same sounding sounds. I say, "My knives slice precisely." Okay, so that's a little bit of a tongue twister. And then I said, "like cold cuts through the coat of your cult's culprit cunt." So it's a nice alliteration here. And I'm saying, okay, like I always like to mention, okay, anybody can say, "I'm good with a knife. I'll stab the shit out of you." Okay, but that's not Adam Stark. What I do is I take any concept and I like to spice that up a lot with tons of wordplay or with multiple meanings. So, like I said, this line, instead of just saying, "I'm Adam Stark and I'm good with the knife, I'll stab you," instead, I'm talented. And I said, "My knives slice precisely like," so then here's the simile. How precisely am I with slicing using my knife? So I said like, and then here's the comparison. Cold cuts. Okay, so cold cuts, of course, is sandwiches, which you have to precisely cut the meat in order to get it to work right, unless you're not good at your job as a butcher. But so cold cuts. And then I said, through the coat of your cult's culprit, and then I insult you, call you a cunt. Okay, so your cult, as in whatever group you belong to, and I'm saying your cult's culprit, as in the culprit in your cult is going to get cut, and it's going to be a precise cut or stabbing or laceration from me. Okay, in this metaphor or in this hypothetical simile of me attacking somebody on your side from your camp, from your crew against me. Okay, continuing on here. What's technology without technology equal? An incomplete project of the genome. Okay, so this is very dope. Just the wordplay here is awesome. Um, so tech, knowledge, equal. So I basically say the word technology, the sound of the word technology, twice, except it's not because it's three words: tech, space, knowledge, space, equal. Okay, and then technology. So it sounds like I'm about to say technology twice, but it's not. And then you find out, oh, he said tech knowledge equal. So I'm saying, what's technology? As in all of these wonderful inventions and you know all of these things that have these breakthroughs in science that have happened. I'm saying, but without tech knowledge. I'm saying, what is technology without tech knowledge? I'm saying some of the greatest inventions have been made, and what is that without the knowledge of how to use them, or at least how to, make full use of them? Wouldn't that just be, disturbing, to have all that with you, but you're not using it right, or you're not using enough of it? And I'm saying an incomplete project of the genome, as in I'm giving you an example. Okay, imagine if the genome project wasn't complete. I mean, the technology used and applied to that situation, everybody had to be on board who understood what was going on. So imagine if they didn't have the tech knowledge to complete that. And it's just a metaphor saying, okay, apply that to anything today. Look around you, look at all the technology you have. Imagine if there's something you're missing that you could be using that technology for, that you're not applying. I mean, can you just imagine how much you're missing out on? Or of course, is there, something else that you could definitely be making better use of, but you're not? Is there something, or, you could even apply it like this: is there something in your closet that you're not using that somebody would have killed to have, 50 years ago? You got something sitting in there and it works perfectly fine, but it's too boring for today's time. Well, imagine 50 years ago, that world, maybe that technology you got sitting in your closet collecting dust, that could have meant something a lot for those people at that time. So it's just, I like, provocative thoughts, deep thoughts. I like to do stuff like that. Okay, but continuing on here. Um, this by far is one of my favorite lines I've ever written. Very dope. Okay. Don't judge a book by its cover or by the price of it. If you judge me by my clothes, I ain't jack shit. In other words, my clothes were paid for, 'cause I ain't jack shit. When you heard the first part I just said, you thought I dissed myself. I proved you're judgmental. Next time, listen well. You didn't even realize I just experimented with your thought process. Okay, very dope. One of my favorite lines I've ever written, because like I said, a technical writer, a technical skill writer, any writer, any rapper who's great or good or decent or above average. Okay, anybody, like I said, they can make punchlines, they can make double meanings. The more adept class can make triple meanings and up, as I have done. And you can make dope similes, you can make dope metaphors, you can do all that. I said, but if you're also smart in other ways besides just technical skill, as am I, you can also really know how to trick your own audience, as in the people listening. You can word something so carefully, and work off of people's, what do you want to call it, people's common thinking processes, and even trick them. And if you can pull that off, well, that's just a whole nother level of writing, which is what I applied here, because I'm always aiming to prove that I am not a one trick pony. I don't just do one thing or one thing well. I am able to pull off amazing feats with my writing. And now, just to show what I did here. So I mentioned don't judge a book by its cover, okay, which is a common saying. It means don't don't pretend like you know somebody just because of what they look like or their profile, or whatever it is. Wait till you actually meet them first to make a thorough examination of who you think they are, at least, or have talked to them. Okay, which is a good thing anyway, of course. But that's just, I set it up. But then I add a new concept. I said, or by the price of it, so you're saying, oh, okay, so Adam's bringing this line in, but he's also adding something, which is by the price of it. And I said, in other words, uh, my clothes, or I said, excuse me, I said, if you judge me by my clothes, I ain't jack shit. Now, jack shit is a common saying, it's slang saying, but jack shit, that means like you're nothing. It means like you're a bum, is what it means. It means you're a bum, you're nothing, you're poor, you're worthless, sort of thing. But now also, to jack shit also is slang in hip hop, which means to steal something. So, like, if you accused, such and such rapper of stealing a rap, or stealing a beat, okay, you could say, did you steal that beat that Dr. Dre made? And he could say, no, I ain't jack shit. This is my own beat, or whatever the case. Okay, so but people don't think about that when they first get to this part. When I say, in other words, when I say, if you judge me by my clothes, I ain't jack shit. You just simply assume, or at least most people simply assume, I'm saying, oh, Adam's saying that his clothes are horrible, as in they are poor, as in they are not, upper class clothes. They are not nice clothes because he said that if you judge me just by my clothes, I ain't jack shit. So in the words of jack shit, meaning worthless, meaning looking like a bum, you know, that's what people are going to assume, most of them. And then I say, in other words, my clothes were paid for because I ain't jack shit. So then I trick the audience and they go, oh my God, we were just thinking he was dissing himself, saying that he looks like a bum with his clothes. But really, he's saying that if you see my clothes, there is no, store price tags on them because he paid for his clothes. So you realize he didn't steal anything, or of course, jack anything, which means steal. So he didn't steal anything. So that's really what Adam Stark was saying this whole time. And then I said, I proved you're judgmental. Next time, listen well, because you immediately thought I was dissing myself about my appearance. That's the first thing you thought of when I said that if you judge me by my clothes, I ain't jack shit. Realizing in the next sentence that, oh my God, he just used wordplay and we totally took it in the wrong direction and we all just got tricked. And if you can pull that off, as I have, props to you. It's very nice to be able to do that, to trick the audience. It shows you that there is so many different assets and different palettes that you can go to when you're writing. And then I said, you didn't even realize I just experimented with your thought process. Okay, now continuing here, even though it's part of the same rhyme, I'm just going to show you the next thing I did. So I said, okay, allow me to demonstrate again without using a hard context. I can write a dope paragraph with every punchline reversed. Here's the story. Note, viewer discretion, you have been warned. Okay. I seen men die for a diamond. It was a cool heist in high school. Told my punk tutor I never seen a more soft sophomore. I had to torment a mentor. Rapping in reverse tires me, dog. Please stop pit or I'll make a pit stop. Okay. Now, this is very dope. Now, this is that you gotta understand. This is going off of the sounds of words, not the spelling, because that wouldn't work in this case. But the sounds of words. I found, I found this part took me a little while to write, but I found things that sound the same when you twist the words in order around. So, okay, I said men die for a diamond. Okay, so diamond backwards men die, and it sounds like men die. Okay, so in other words, it was a heist. Okay, I said it was a cool heist in high school. So if you notice the S sound in the word school, it works because there's an S at the end of the word heist. So it works. You just flip it around. And then I said my punk tutor. Okay, I never seen a more sophomore. Okay, a sophomore, of course, is a 10th grader when it comes to high school, of course. But and I said, I said that my tutor was a punk, so I said I'd never seen a more soft sophomore. Okay, just that's three different syllables that I twisted there. Pretty dope. And then I said I had to torment a mentor. Okay, as in the mentor, as in another word for tutor. I said that I didn't like them basically, so I said I'm going to torment them. But torment, if you switch the sounds of it around, it's a mentor. So very extremely talented there. And then I said, and then I sort of, not in a hard way, but I sort of tricked the audience here. I said, rapping in reverse tires me, dog. Please stop it, or I'll make a pit stop. So you might have thought that whole sentence wasn't any punchlines reversed, but there was one actually, because I said, please stop it, and you hold the P sound, please stop it, or I'll make a pit stop. Okay, so stop it, pit stop. Those two sounds of those words reversed. So really, I did still do it, but you might have thought I was done since I said rapping in reverse tires me, dog. Like as in that's how I started. So you might have thought I was done, just to find out that I wasn't actually done. Okay, continuing on here. Then I said, on to the next lesson, which is knowing when to react. Keep my friends close and my enemies closer. Since they fed me static, it's only right that I feed back. Okay, very dope here. Now, static, of course, is slang in hip hop. It means, you're hating on my business. It means, you're coming on the offensive of me. You're giving me static, or as I said, you fed me static. Okay. And another word for static, if you hear the sound of static, the white noise, the shh sort of sound that you can hear from your speakers, that's called feedback. Okay. So when I say keep my friends close and my enemies closer, I said since they fed me static, it's only right that I feed back, as in I will feed back that static right back to them. But also feedback, of course, means static also. It's the sound of static. So it's just a wordplay there. Okay, continuing on here. Now this is one of my favorite lines ever, where it rhymes and each line is its own separate punchline, but they're extremely dope. Okay. All right, listen to this. This is extremely talented. If you're in an ambulance on life support, I'd risk getting pulled over just to cut you off. Okay, listen to how dope this is. Okay, just pay attention to how extremely dope this is. This is a dope double meaning. Okay, I'm saying if you're in an ambulance on life support, and then you can just quietly ignore the next couple words. I'm saying I would risk whatever it is, just ignore it, but I'm saying I risk whatever it is just to cut you off, as in to cut you off of life support. Okay? I want to cut you off of your life support. I'd risk whatever it takes. Now, when you actually hear the risk, you see how it's a double meaning. I said I'd risk getting pulled over just to cut you off. So I would risk getting pulled over because if you cut off an ambulance, you better bet your ass that a cop is going to pull you over. Okay, and that's why it's a dope double meaning. I'm saying you're in an ambulance on life support, and I want to cut you off of that life support because you're my mortal enemy, so to speak. And I'm saying I'd even risk getting pulled over just to cut you off. So I'd try and cut you off, as in with the car, trying to cut you off, as in driving in front of you, okay, and stopping my car, sort of thing. And that can get me pulled over. So I'd risk getting pulled over, but also cut you off from life support, as I mentioned. Now, the next line, again, going off of the same rhyme, but it's just an extremely dope punchline, extremely funny. I said, "You're dead, rookie. We'll call you the 6 feet underdog." Okay, extremely dope because, okay, the word underdog is another word for rookie. It's the same thing. Underdog and a rookie, it means like the same thing, of course. And I understand that an underdog in a fight can still mean a professional. I get it. But I said, "You're dead, rookie." Okay, so 6 feet under, that's a common saying that means a dead person. Okay, because that's how much you bury them underneath the ground, 6 feet. Okay, but I didn't say 6 feet under. I really said 6 feet underdog. Okay, and it's 6 feet under means dead, and an underdog means rookie. So a dead rookie, I said, we'll call you the 6 feet underdog because that's what it would mean if I combine both of them together. 6 feet under and underdog, 6 feet underdog. Just a dope, very funny, hilarious line. And I love it. It's hilarious. Okay, continuing here. I went from rock bottom to on the rocks bottoms up. Life changes I've tangled when I got it rough. Okay, so this is just me basically saying, okay, rock bottom, okay, as rock bottom is common slang, it just means that you've hit the bottom of your life, of your existence. You're at the lowest point of your life. You lost it all, sort of thing. Now, then I said two, as in I'm comparing it to something, two on the rocks bottoms up. Now on the rocks, that's like a more of an expensive sort of an alcoholic beverage, and then bottoms up, of course, means to drink. To bottoms up, it means okay, everybody have a drink. But of course, rock bottom, rocks bottoms up. Okay, so it sounds the same, and it's something completely different. And FYI, just in case anyone was curious, no, I don't drink alcohol. Never had alcohol in my life. It's not something I do. But just for the sake of the line, you get it. It means celebrating, as in from rock bottom, being the bottom, to celebrate. Okay. Life changes a tingle when I got it rough. Now, the next line is a quadruple meaning. 4 implied meanings in one rhyme. You say it one way, it's got 4 meanings. And I am not going to break this down. Why? Because I actually took this line and I added a few words to make it into a quintuple meaning, 5 implied meanings in one line. I just added a couple words and I found a way to make it 5 instead of 4. And that I already broke down in my rap called irregular rap, as in EAR space regular rap. Okay. It's a 5 implied meaning. I already broke it down there. So I am not going to break this one down here because I already did it, but one better, as in 5 instead of 4. So there's no reason for me to break this down again. Okay. Continuing here. Okay. With all the hate I used to get, I prevented a preteen suicide. Other so called good rappers pretend they can't see me through the blinds. Okay, now what I'm saying here is with all the hate I used to get, right? Because when you start up, you're gonna get hated. Okay. People are gonna say, no, you suck, you can't do it. What are you doing? This isn't you, you can't do it. You live here, you're not, you don't look like this or whatever. It's all a bunch of hogwash, but that's what they'll say, right? Ends up saying, with all the hate I used to get, I stood through it, prevented a preteen suicide. Okay, because I've been writing for a long time, preteen. Okay. And then other so-called good rappers pretend they can't see me through the blinds, as in I'm not getting recognized by these people because they don't want to hear somebody with talent. In today's corporate mainstream hip hop, they want to hear somebody who's a dipshit. Okay. Now this line's dope. I said, I can prove you're not even close to my level. Between you and I, there's 10 letters between you and I. Okay, so just a dope, funny concept I came up with because, again, I took a common phrase and I gave it a whole new meaning. Okay, I said, okay, between you and I. Now that's a common saying, a common phrase. Everybody's heard that. But I'm saying, okay, you're not even close to my level. And then I said, between you and I, as in, I'm going to tell you why you and I aren't even close. Okay, so you aren't even close to my level. And here's why. And then I said, okay, basically, between you and I. And then I say there's 10 letters between you and I, as in the letter U and the letter I. In the alphabet, there are 10 letters apart. Okay. So it's just like, whoa, okay, he took it. You thought he was going to say, we're not even close. Between you and I, I'm a professional and you are a piece of shit at the bottom. Instead, I gave you a dope concept that nobody had thought of previously, which is no, there's 10 letters between you and I, as in the letters you and I also. So that's a big, vast distance. That's almost half the alphabet right there. That's a vast distance of the space between us. Okay. Just a dope concept that I use to provide how we are completely separate as far as far away. Okay. My fast pace pays to see me moving dimes. Okay. Pace and pays sounds the same. I just added 2 words that sound the same. To see me moving dimes. Okay. As far as your speed, bitch, your crawl's pace is slower. As far as intelligence, excuse me. Let me start over. As far as your speed, bitch, your crawl's pace is slower. As far as intelligence, not even your crawl space is lower. Okay, this is dope because this is actually going off of the spelling. Now, a lot of people like to do this certain thing, and I like it. I enjoy it. I implore it, and I love it when people do this. They like to go off of the actual literal spelling of words and break them down to say new things, and to take a big word, break it down, and then in between them you find different words. Okay, so what worked with this one to be very dope is I might have possibly found the longest word, or should I say longest word fragmented sentence to break down. Okay, crawl space is lower. Okay, a crawl space, if you don't know, that is something at the bottom of a house where it's like a storage thing, where it's incomplete, where it's not finished sort of thing. And so that a crawl space, there's nothing lower than a crawl space, okay, in the house. And so that's why I say your intelligence, not even your crawl space, is lower than your intelligence, as in you're that stupid. Okay, but and then I said, now I'm breaking down the word, the 3-word fragmented sentence, crawl space is lower, by saying your crawl apostrophe s pace is slower, because I said speed, your crawl's pace is slower, because that's and how slow you are. Okay, now here's what's cool about this. So take the word crawls, okay, crawl apostrophe s, pace, Okay, well, there's the word crawl space, and then is the same, and then slower, and then is lower. So you got the same exact spelling there. Okay, and it's a long three fragmented sentence using the spelling of the words. Crawl space is slower. Crawl space is lower. Can you just see that how long that is? Many people have broken down words with three syllables and made it into three words or two words, and that's very talented. I'm not insulting them at all, but I'm saying I may have possibly gotten the longest one in history by making this sentence. Okay, continuing on here. As I climbed up to the top spot, people wonder, how did I appear up here? I ain't repeating myself. I just knew my fate and accepted it. Okay, so just me using words that sound alike, of course. Up here and then up here. Okay, and I said people wonder how I got to the top spot. Okay, and then I said, okay, now this line here, I ain't repeating myself. I just basically tell the audience that I wasn't repeating myself. Up here and up here are two different things. And I said, I knew my fate and accepted it. Now, this part's very dope. Okay, I said, your apprentices, appendages, end up in ditches when appendages up relentlessness. The only thing rappers pack with us is tense. No assistance. The hate between us is tense. Okay, this is dope because it's a tongue twister, and I also rap this fast when I say it. Okay, but I'm saying your apprentices, okay, as in the people that are under you on level, okay, that work for you, sort of thing. I said their appendages, okay, body parts end up in ditches, okay, as in kill them, end up in ditches. When a pen dishes up relentlessness, as in my pen is going to dish up relentlessness, dish up as in to create, to bring forth relentlessness, okay, from my rhymes. And then continuing with these same sounding words for tongue twisters, the only thing rappers pack with us is tense, okay? Tense, camping tense. No assistance. The hate between us is tense, okay? As in it's done solo, no help, don't need the help. And then this line here is hilarious. One of my favorite lines also I've ever written. Don't think I won't play my luck. A starving cannibal would hate my guts. Okay, just hilarious. Okay, what does a cannibal do? A cannibal eats another person, a human being, whether dead, alive, or both. That's what a cannibal does by definition. Okay, so imagine a starving cannibal. You would think a starving cannibal would eat the first person they see, of course. Okay, and I said, a starving cannibal would hate my guts. Okay, now my guts. Okay, that's going off of course, the slang. If somebody says, I hate your guts, or they hate my guts, that means they hate how brave and brazen I am about saying certain things. Some people like to sugarcoat things and not say the whole truth. They don't want to talk about everything. That there's certain topics that they'll just steer away from. They don't want to get into a conversation that's about a certain topic. It's uncomfortable for them. But if you straight out into that conversation without like people that don't censor themselves, people that have critical thought and they don't have a filter, they'll come right out and say, yeah, I fucking hate that piece of shit guy. He's a horrible, motherfucker or whatever. Okay. Well, then somebody else might hate that guy's guts for saying that because they would rather that not even go there in that conversation. Okay. And I'm saying I have that kind of guts where I'm not going to censor myself. I'm going to say every single thing I want to say and nobody's going to stop me. And I'm saying, so a starving cannibal, even of all things, would hate my guts. Okay, cannibals by definition eat people, and that would include people's guts. And I'm saying, of course, going off of the other meaning of my guts, I'm saying even not just a cannibal, but a starving cannibal would absolutely hate my guts, even. Okay, just to show you how nice I am at coming up with the concept there. And it's very funny. Okay, continuing here. To all my loyal fans and fam, I acquire your attention now. I don't care if you're sober or if you drank 10 sips now. I have a speech and why I should accept the crown. I love all of you. Haters won't even get a slightly indented frown. This is exactly how a winner's voice should be expected to sound. So I'm basically saying, you know what, you might all hate me, but I love all you, because if it wasn't for all of you, be it wouldn't be reasonable for me to do what I'm doing, without criticisms, without, haters, whether stupid or somewhat intelligent, and of course without the fans' encouragement and stuff. Okay. And I'm saying no matter what, you're at, I'll tell you why I should accept the crown. And then I said, okay, my life defies gravity. I went nowhere but up, yet I kept my ground. Okay, very extremely dope here. Now, to keep your ground, that's a common saying. It just means that you always stayed who you are. You always stayed sane. You didn't lose it. You didn't snap one day and go on, some kind of a criminal spree or something. Like, you stayed normal. You stayed who you are. You did not lose it. Okay. And okay, to keep your ground. Now, I said my life defies gravity because I went nowhere but up, but I kept my ground. Now, if you're going up, then you wouldn't be touching the ground still, of course. You'd be going upward. Your feet would leave the ground. I said, yet I kept my ground. Okay. Because, like I said, of course, the other meaning of the word keeping my ground, of which means, of course, to stay sane, to stay yourself, to be true to yourself. So just a dope concept there. I'm saying my life defies gravity because I only went up, but I kept my ground in that sense. Okay. Continuing on here. I just want all you to know who respects me now. I could pilot a jet with no fuel through an electric cloud, and better bet I still wouldn't let you down. Okay, in other words, you know, I'm saying I'll never let you guys down, even in the most impossible situation, the most impossible instance, such as piloting a jet. I'm not a pilot, but piloting a jet right there, that's an impossible instance. With no fuel, okay, that's already another impossible instance. Also, through an electric cloud, you know how dangerous that would be. And I still wouldn't let you down, as I said. So I said, no matter what the situation is, I won't let you guys down. Okay, continuing on here. This is just some simple wordplay. I wanted to just, I always, like I said, I always try to invent new things, and it's not always, literal implied meaning. Sometimes I try and, do things in a weird way. There's nothing wrong with being weird. I like to try new ways of creating, odd punchlines, things that are really strange. And so I said, front on a G with etiquette sounds like you better get a kit. First aid. Now, a G, of course, is slang for a gangster or a boss or someone who's cool. No, I said with etiquette. Now, if you take what I said literally, front on a G with etiquette, okay, G in front of the word etiquette, it sounds like you're saying get a kit. Okay. Now, then I said first aid, as in a kit, first aid kit would be the type of kit you're going to want to get. It's the first aid one because I'll be injuring you. Then I said, I'm the best with this. Always wanted to be number one. I should have never left first grade. Okay. As if I always wanted to be number one, then I should have never left first grade, because then I would have always been, the first grade. I always would have been grade number one. I would have been labeled as one. Okay. Just a concept there. And then I said, my skills high as Mount Everest. Front and that to C and L, I got the cleverest wordplay. Now, to C and L, okay, an L is slang in hip hop for a loss, as in you will take a loss. And I said, if you front on me, you will see an L, as in you will see a loss, because you will lose when you go against me. But I also said front on that to C and L, which sounds like C and L, and Everest, as in Mount Everest. If you put C and L in front of that, it sounds like cleverest. So I said I got the cleverest wordplay. Okay. Now, this is the ending lines here. You got to listen to this carefully, and then you'll understand where I was going with this. Listen close. B4, Stark punches your eye 25 times. N40 kicks to the gut. He's considered a G. 50 states would agree. He'll owe 75% of skill to his own style he flows. Did you listen closely to the last scheme, folks? I proved I'm a winner at the king's throne. Listen close. I said B4, I-25, and 40, G50, O75. That's bingo. Okay, now, in the game of bingo, okay, that's what the wordplay I was going with. Bingo. bingo. There's the B section, the I section, the N section, the G section, the O section. And in a common game of bingo, it goes 15. Okay, so it's B is 1 through 15, I is 16 through 30, N is 31 through 45, and G is 46 through 50, or 46 through 60, and then O is 61 through 75. That's the most common average bingo game, legend that you would use. And that's parameters, and that's what I was using here. And so I said, listen close. Now I said B4, Stark punches. Okay, so B4, well, in bingo, you could have a B4. And it also sounds like the word before, Before. Okay, so before. And then I said punch your I 25 times. Now, I 25 is a number that you could get in bingo, but I'm saying I'll punch your I as an EYE, your I 25 times. I said N40 kicks to the gut. N40 could be a number you get in bingo. And I'm also saying and 40 kicks to the gut. Okay. And then I said he's considered a G, 50 states would agree. Okay, G 50 is a number you could get in bingo. And I said 50 states would agree. So okay, as in all the states would agree I'm a G. Okay. He'll owe 75%. Okay, owe 75 is a number you could get in bingo, but it's also saying he'll owe as in OWE. He'll owe 75% of skill to his own style he flows. Okay, and then so I tell people that's bingo. So I said B4, I-25, N40, G50, O75. That's bingo. So I mentioned, okay, and I'm saying I can do it all backwards too. And that's what I do at the end of this line, since you now know what these letters are, wordplay for, which is bingo, association, wordplay. So here's the final line. I can do it all over again in reverse. Stark will owe 61 sticks of dynamite for bombs dropped in each verse. He'll bet a G47 assault rifles couldn't end 40% of haters' misconceptions on each end, but focusing gave my eye 20/20 vision to know that you're B10. Okay, so now I do it in reverse, as in go from O to B instead of B to O. So O, Stark will owe 61 sticks of dynamite. OWE, he'll owe 61 sticks of dynamite for bombs dropped in each verse. Okay, he'll bet a G47 assault rifles. Now, G47 is a number you get in bingo, but I'll bet a G, as in a grand, 47 assault rifles couldn't end 40% of haters' misconceptions. Okay, and 40 is a number you can get in bingo, and I use the word N as in the word end, E-N-D, and 40% of haters' misconceptions, as in even 40% assault rifles, being used couldn't end 40% of haters' misconceptions. Okay. And then I said, but focusing gave my eye 20/20 vision. Now, I-20 is a number you could get in bingo, and I as an EYE. Now, I 20/20 vision means perfect vision, but that's a focusing gave me. And I said to know that you're B10. Now, B10 is a number you could get in bingo, and B10 sounds like the word beaten, as in Beaten, as in you were beaten, as in you were defeated, or you will be beaten. And I said I wanted to put this in reverse because in the first one I used B4, the number for bingo, and B4, Before. And in this one I used B10, as in Beaten, and a number in bingo, B10. So very dope. I wanted to end it on that note and playing bingo. And then it goes with the theme of the rap being called I'm a winner if I win bingo, either that way or in reverse. So very dope. Definitely one of my best raps I've ever written. And anybody out there have any questions, any comments, any critiques, feel free to comment or message me. I'll answer any questions about my lyrics, any portions of this rap you didn't think I got to quite enough, or you think there's more questions to be asked, or if there's any questions about any of my other raps you have, feel free to ask me. I would love to answer any and all the questions that you may have. Thank you very much for listening.